That time has arrived. That time has arrived. And that time is in fact here. Where is it? In the event that I am not mistaken, tomorrow at 8.30 est. The event appears to be going to take place tomorrow, guys. It's possible that this is the moment that sets off this last blow-off top moment, but I have no idea what's going on. How come? Men, this is due to the fact that the CPI statistics will be released tomorrow. This pertains to inflation. CPI print has now been revealed. We are falling short of expectations by a margin of at least 0.1%. September saw the first rate reduction. The market is going to be completely ripped off. That is the point, gentlemen. So we have to keep our fingers crossed and hoping that it comes in cheaper than we anticipated. In the event that it does, because it occurred the previous time as well, right? It is going to be lower than what was anticipated, and it is just going to rally, right? This will provide us with further fuel to the fire. I believe that this is the way that the market will consume all of the Bitcoin, right? The fact that they are holding guys, because people are going to be fumbling in despite the fact that they are holding guys. In addition, more and more individuals are going to be anticipating what the rate reductions will be in September. Not only that, but in most cases when they reduce the rates, guys, okay, as a result, when they do so over there, they do the same thing over here, or let's just assume they do it. What is the next step? Perhaps a delay of no more than 1 to 2 months. As a result of the decline in the economy, the market has reached a point where it is asking us to do so. This moment, which I have been waiting for literally years, is about to arrive. People, if it is true that tomorrow is the trigger that will set everything off, please, I'm really happy about this. In this moment, even if they have a requirement to change the data, you should just let them do it. With the Consumer Price Index CPI inflation expectations for June coming in at 3.1% and 3.2%, the median CPI expectation for June indicates that headline inflation will be 3.1% and core CPI inflation will be 3.4%. Inflation will be at its lowest level since January 2024 if the Consumer Price Index CPI inflation comes in as per expectations. Is it possible that the Consumer Price Index report that will be released tomorrow will pave the way for a rate drop in September? Once more, the day after tomorrow is going to be the most devilish day of all time, folks. Is about to become unwell. It figuratively indicates tomorrow is the day that will determine, for at least a month, whether the markets will pump dump or go sideways right. I am betting on a pump right, which is consistent with our theory at the moment. Is it true that every single person has their own unique expectations for the future, or what they believe will take place tomorrow? What do you guys believe will happen? And do you think it will be greater than they expected, lower than they expected, or exactly as they predicted? The markets will become positive as a result of this fact, and I am hoping for a lower price. Perhaps we have an indicator or hint that suggests the price will be lower than what was anticipated. You guys are aware of the fact that these individuals who are in possession of stable coins continue to print a significant number of their own stable coins in order to introduce them into the market. Recently, it occurred once again. Yesterday, on July 9th, there were firmware alerts. 250 million UCC were minted at the treasury of the UCC. In addition to that, would you believe that the UCC Treasury has just minted an additional 250 million UCC today? Therefore, all of this is going to take place before the CPI report is out tomorrow. Would you say that there is some kind of front running? It's possible that some people with insider knowledge know something. Guys, I don't know what to say, but we need to keep our fingers crossed and pray that it does come in lower than we anticipated. For the time being, let's check to see if they have minted any more or not. Nope, it does not appear to be acceptable. That is not a problem. So 500 is fairly crazy for us to see, and if you think about it, it's even more crazy than that, because they don't go for them, and they don't really print that many, right? You folks are not fooled by the fact that ET prints 1 billion as if it were nothing. I suppose they are more legitimate, but on July 9th, the exchange-traded funds ETFs purchased Bitcoin worth a total of $216 million. Why, therefore, are they making purchases? Guys, try to think about it. Wait just a second. Because Franklin purchases 550 Bitcoin, this is a peculiar occurrence. Do you agree? I'm sorry. We'll see what else there is. Invesco has purchased 165 Bitcoin. BlackRock has purchased 387 Bitcoin, and they have obtained 5,000 Bitcoins so far this week. Do you agree? 1,000 Bitcoins are purchased by Fidelity? What is it? After then, GBC sells a couple hundred Bitcoins to the participants. The fact that they are all, and primarily all purchasing, is a somewhat peculiar phenomenon. All of them are the purchasers of the market. Now that I think about it, perhaps they are aware of something, men. While the markets are experiencing panic, they continue to make purchases. In the past 30 days, permanent holders, which are primarily custodial wallets that do not see any outflows, have amassed a total of 85,000 Bitcoin. Neither exchanges for exchange-traded funds nor miners are these wallets. A total of 16,000 Bitcoin was removed from the holdings of ETFs during the same time period. While there were some people selling in a panic, the others were purchasing. Take note of that. Do you agree? Those individuals just keep buying and purchasing, and they are completely devouring the market. It is the supplier. Are you sure that this is what's going on? To reiterate, the trigger will be pulled tomorrow, people. For the purpose of gaining an understanding of what is going to take place the next day, let us now have a look at this chart. Here we have US.chart dudes who are dominus. Consider the events that have occurred in the past. Please take a look at it. We are providing support straight here. In the event that we are able to close below this Fibonacci exactly, here it would be a wonderful opportunity for us. It is truly golden. In reality, it is falling to the ground. Again, these gentlemen are incredible. For Bitcoin, let's take a look at this. Nothing to be concerned about there because the next major resistance will be around 61,000. It is possible that there will be one more little dump. On the other hand, who can say for certain at this moment in time that this is short-term volatility? At this point, I am concerned about the long term. The stock market is experiencing a resurgence of greed for the first time since the 22nd of May. All of you, we were successful in doing so. The stock market is looking really stunning right now. How come? The reason for this is that, gentlemen, the SPX is continuing to climb. What exactly is going on? Because it is absolutely devouring everything without stopping. In addition, the Dow Jones is climbing higher. It would appear that these individuals, or rather those who are not like these stock traders, are looking to make that blast-off peak moment their own, prior to what takes place. To be precise, the Aplax 1 has arrived. Remember that the cryptocurrency market typically follows the stock market, right? So if the stock market continues to climb higher and higher and higher and higher, then this is what is taking place, guys. The cryptocurrency market is moving in the opposite direction of the stock market. It is a lie that one of these items or assets is not being truthful. At least one of these marketplaces is dishonest. Which of these is it? Considering that cryptocurrency is dumping, I believe that it is correct. On the contrary, it is going to immediately catch up with the stock market. It will be linked once more in the future. This indicates that a pump is on the way if the stock market continues to move upward. If you would, please let's go. In the markets, however, tomorrow will be the trigger, the most critical date in the markets tomorrow, or I assume today, if you guys are seeing this video on July 11th, merely in CNBC. Tomorrow will be the most important date in the markets. Bitcoin is reportedly holding support and is getting poised to make another attempt at breaking a record. CNBC is the source of this information. Is that even a possibility? After that, they suggest that individuals should also think about allocating between 2 and 5% of their assets to Bitcoin, right? Take a look at this. Once more, it seems to me that the media has begun to ramp up the advertising campaigns once more. How much of the total market capitalization of gold should Bitcoin have during the next 5 years? Try to think about it in this way. Look at the denominator, which is the United States dollar, when you are analyzing the price of Bitcoin. Comparing Bitcoin to gold is not something I would like to do because I would rather focus on the USD component of Bitcoin rather than gold. It is the same concept when you consider that the value of gold is greater than the United States dollar. This is the same concept. When you consider what you think about the dollar and what you want to replace it with, I believe that gold in its physical form is difficult to shift about. This is because gold is a precious metal. It is exactly what I mean. Bitcoin ought to, at the very least, the percentage of gold should be no more than 10%, 20%, or 30%. To put that into perspective, these individuals are recommending that a modest portion of people's portfolios be allocated to the purchase of Bitcoin. And don't forget who is watching. At the end of the day, the elderly people are correct. You are correct. Those individuals